everyone, I'm back with another vlog. As you can see, it's been a while, so I decided to kick this off with a vacation that I meant to post a while back. My vacation to Waikiki. Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just say that. We did end up going to Waikiki. I had heard so much about it, and I'm so happy that we picked Waikiki. It is a lot of tourism in the area, and actually, I prefer to go and stay in areas where there's more tourism. I don't like to stay on the off beaten trail. I like to visit depending on where I am, but I like to stay in the touristy areas. They tend to be more safe depending on where you are in the world. But Waikiki is really, really beautiful. One thing that caught me off guard was how good the food was. Before we arrived to Hawaii, we didn't know where we would eat or what we were going to eat, but the food is absolutely delicious. And in Waikiki, they have so many different varieties of foods, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. You'll see some of the places that we visited. They also had a lot of these little areas like this where people would do like shows or play like musicians or poets, like as you're walking down the street. They also had a lot of little places where people are just putting on shows, and I thought this was really, really nice, and it really added a little kick to the start of our vacation here. One thing that caught us off guard is how expensive it is in Waikiki. Of course, we were in the tourist areas. Of course, the locals, they don't spend as much, but they will get you in the touristy areas. Also, the strip, staying on the strip is a really good idea. But if you're interested in like more of the locals and things like that, then you probably wouldn't enjoy the strip. We definitely did because everything was in a walkable distance. So we really enjoyed going to all the different restaurants each day. It was a treat. One thing that I didn't get to do while we were there was go to the pineapple farm. It had been on my list, but when it was time to go, I decided not to go because it was so far. And a lot of the things that you may want to do is like on different islands. That's one thing to keep in mind. Like there's multiple islands in Hawaii, and you may have to drive hours to get to certain activities. But I wanted to try the pineapple farm because they had the pineapple ice cream, pineapple soap, like all things pineapple. So if I ever go back, I will try it. One restaurant we did try, the first restaurant was Shorefire here. The Mai Tais were delicious. The burgers were delicious. They had dancing, food, everything. So it was a great stop. We also learned a lot about Hawaii's ecosystem, how they don't have like any real predators, like real wild animals like snakes or anything like that. And I thought that's perfect. But their beaches are absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure everybody knows that. It's just a really, really nice place to visit. After our first day there, we ended up doing a tour. And before the tour, we went downstairs and ate breakfast. And we finally found out what a Hawaiian breakfast was. Delicious. I'm telling you, everything that we ate there was delicious. So this is the Hawaiian breakfast. Of course, it wouldn't be a real vacation for me if I didn't get into some type of water. So we ended up finding a tour with like paddle boarding, waterfall, and of course, this is all me. My husband is just gonna watch me do all this stuff and record. But I finally figured out how to paddle board after I fell a few times, and I got it down pat. So we did paddleboard. Well, I did paddleboarding and got into the waterfall. And we did a long hike up to the waterfall that you're going to see coming up. And I'm trying to see. Oh, we visited like the local stores and markets, which was really cool because they had a lot of local food where they have their own like convenience stores, but it's like a lot of homemade foods in the store. And I thought it was really cool to support the locals. The locals, everywhere we go, we end up trying to purchase something from the locals because a lot of the money from tourism goes to the city, not the people. So it was a real experience just seeing the area and seeing where they live, how different it is from where we are. Even though we're still in America, it just feels totally different. Another thing, we ended up getting Mai Tais everywhere we went. They even had it during our hike. Waterfall that way. They headed down to the waterfall. Oh, now we're going downhill. And it says that there's falling rocks. So we gotta be careful. I was really in my element here in Hawaii at the waterfalls. My husband is not as adventurous as I am, and if he has to get in the water, he gonna have an attitude. That's why I just let him stay on the sideline and watch, and I do my thing. If you are a nature person, if you can appreciate nature and its beauty, then Hawaii is for you. If you could just relax in the presence of what God has created, I'm telling you, Hawaii will have you there. It is just so amazing and beautiful there. During our hike, they had like the locals that were selling handmade goods along the hike, which was really interesting, as you can see.
This is all burial sites for warriors once upon a time. So ancient warriors are buried there. And the other side is the women, this side is the men. So it's the largest burial site in Hawaii is right there. And so the Hawaiians would protest, and some Hawaiians today would
We
not
also had
take
a
that
really,
freeway.
really good
They
tour
would not go
guide,
on
and
that
that's
freeway.
important for me
And
to
so
give
there's
me
humans right there.
history about
So
wherever I'm
anyways,
visiting. That's really
it's
important. He
also,
really
it is
enlightened
amazing.
us
I love that
about a
drive.
lot of
It's one of
things
my
there in
favorites.
Hawaii,
And
so
like
we
you said,
learned a
when it
lot.
rains, you see all these
And just
valleys where
traveling
there's
along the
mountains and things
highway,
like
looking
it.
at the
And on a
mountains
heavy rain day,
area, everything was just beautiful. Also, this was a full day tour, so we did about four to five different activities on this trip, and it was great. Also, I almost forgot the name of our hotel was Beach Comber, and it was really nice. If you go and look at the beginning of this video, you'll see it like when we're walking the strip, and it has the grass on the outside of the building. It's called Beach Comber, and it was a really good stay. Everything is right there. The next restaurant you're gonna see is called Duke's. And this restaurant, I had the best steak of my life. I think this is the first time I ever had a steak with truffle butter. Oh my gosh. Now I love truffle butter. So this was the best steak and mashed potatoes that I have ever had. No lies. Next, we ended up going to a Hawaiian luau. You cannot leave Hawaii without going to an actual Hawaiian luau. This was the absolute best part of the trip. And they also told us that this was the best luau. So they give different luau's around the islands, but this one was the best, where they roast this big, huge pig. All the different dancers from Tahiti, Maui, amazing. Everything was absolutely beautiful. So I definitely recommend this luau. I don't remember the name of it, but it's the best one. It's the one that has everything.
How about a round of applause to our lovely ladies?
This was a really good luau. This was the best, of course. It was my first Hawaiian luau. And I definitely believe when they said that it was the best. It went on and on and on. So I'm only giving y'all sneak peeks, but this was well worth it. It also came with a really good meal with all different types of Hawaiian foods. And they also gave everybody who attended these really thick beads. And I think they're actually valuable here. So we still have the beads. If you see the picture that I posted of us in the front with the flowers on our head and things like that, they ended up giving us gifts and things like that. So it was a really good time. They also had mai tais and all that. They have mai tais everywhere, but they are the best in Hawaii. I also couldn't leave without telling y'all about these toasted bread buns, whatever, with the Polynesian sauce, because the Polynesian sauce in Hawaii is the original delicious. I didn't even know I needed Polynesian sauce on my toasted biscuits. Lastly, do not leave Hawaii without stopping at Leonard's Bakery. When you get there, you'll know why. And I'll see you all on my next vlog. Bye bye.